Yep, and we are live.
Awesome.
All right, yeah. So what have you been up to, Josh?
Yeah, I kind of like I'll just kind of lay things out as like a win and an obstacle, maybe. Like I like that kind of structure.
Yeah.
Win is our main sales rep that's been working with us, has been doing pretty well, bringing in sales, paid in full, and with the added energy and attention into marriage mastery, that one program alone, we're starting to see the small incremental improvements, but like the flywheel of results coming in, and so.
Okay.
Just like excited to see as we continue putting energy into that, like just how that kind of comes about. And right now, what we're focusing on mainly is from a proactive and reactive strategy. It's just like nurturing the leads, deleting the no-shows. Like it's just really frustrating for our sales reps to like the guy confirms over text and then doesn't even show up to the call. It's just like, so we're
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to better qualify these guys. And from the proactive end on my side of things, what we're doing is I've been redoing the VSL, which is the most stressful thing,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
super
Yeah.
important. And then we're also making we didn't have this, our competitors have this, where we're going to have them watch some videos for homework, and if they don't watch the videos, then it's like, hey, you're not ready to basically handle this marriage. There's kind of a disconnect with my business partner and I about how selective we should be, because from his perspective, he's like, hey Josh, we're spending like $200+ for each call. So like, if we're super selective, like with that guy, what if he was a good sell? And then from my perspective, I want to live in the realm of abundance and be like, no, like if someone's really serious about saving their marriage and we tell them they have to watch these videos, then they should watch these videos. And so it's a small discord, but something we're gonna have to kind of work through. But yeah, we're just right now for me is finishing this VSL and then making these videos for the follow-up page, make sure they do the homework before they get on, to increase the like trust factor, and also kind of like dismantle some maybe the biggest objections they have, which for the marriage men is the biggest objection they have is, what if I make all these changes, invest all this energy, and then she doesn't care, doesn't notice, right? So like, really dismantling that objection is super important for they get on the sales call, and then just building some credibility, maybe through some storytelling, more testimonials. And so that's what we're working on right now. It's been the main focus. But I mean, I guess, shifting it to you guys, just any other ideas or strategies on how to like reduce no-shows would be, I'm all ears for that.
I mean, I think what you said, like, I agree that making them watch those videos and then saying, hey, if you didn't watch these videos, you're not serious. I think, I mean, you're going to lose some people potentially in that step, but it's not going to be many. In fact, it's going to probably increase your overall sales because they know you're serious, right? And they know that if I tell someone, hey, look, I'm not going to give you coaching unless you do this, then they know in their mind, they attribute a higher value to it, because they're like, all right, well, if they're filtering and if they're saying I need to do this, then it changes the dynamic. Instead of you chasing them down, trying to sell them, they're like, hey, I have to overcome this obstacle. That's part of the reason also why we do the application process, right? Because the whole application shifts the dynamic to a degree to say, okay, we're not trying to sell you something, you're trying to qualify for this thing. I mean, a lot of people don't, completely buy that nowadays because it's used so much. But I think but I think something you could do with that too is, if someone doesn't watch the videos, then maybe if you're paying $200 for a call for the lead, is that you could say, hey, look, you're not ready yet, right, for this program, but we have this other program. You give them a lower priced thing where you say, why don't you go through this first? This will help you. And then when you're really, really serious about this, then we can talk again, about the higher, the bigger program. This way you can have, recoup those costs on some of those leads if it's possible. I don't know if that, as I'm saying it out loud, I don't know if it's even worth it, but it might be worth throwing them an offer where you don't put a lot of time into it. It's like, you're not going to put a lot of time, we're not going to put a lot of time,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you guys think about just saying, like, if these closers get on the call, or maybe even triage people depending on the level of application, and then the first question we ask is like, hey, did you watch the videos? And they ask them a couple of questions about the videos, and if they're like, oh, I didn't watch it, then we'd be like, all right, cool. Like, we want you to go back and watch it and then reschedule a call. Is that, you think, a good solution to give them the option to reschedule a call? Or
I would
Is
say
this the
that
setter? Is the setter doing any of this
depends.
work
So
right now?
we filter the applications based on the certain metrics, and so Some go straight to the closer if we think that they're high quality leads. Some go to the setter if we think they're like middle quality, and then the lower quality ones we'll send to like a sales page. We're going to develop.
So which ones are you talking about here?
The middle to high end ones we actually get on a call with someone. You know, if they didn't watch a couple of videos, then
Why don't you just put everyone through the setter and just get them to watch the videos?
Because we feel like if they're a really high quality lead and they are ready, like they're showing that they're fully committed, they have enough money, and then they get on the call with the closer, like if they're hot and ready to like invest, we want to capitalize on that.
One thing about that, you know, again, I'm not an expert in sales, but actually, and I learned this from Dan Locke of all people, but he is very good in sales. And because it was interesting, because I was in his HTC program kind of when I was doing some promotion for him. And I remember on one of the calls he was talking about, he was like, those high eagerness people that seem like they'll be the easiest to close. He's like, you have to push them back a little and say, whoa, hold on. You're, you know, because if they're like, yeah, I'm totally ready, I want to buy the thing. And then you're like, okay, let's do it. Then they're like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know. I got to think about this for a second. So you have to do that for them and be like, hold on, you know, let's make sure this is a good fit for you before you just, you know, go and enroll in this program. So I think in those cases, it might make sense to even still put them through the process. Say, hey, look, just like everyone else, you got to go through the videos. We have to make sure this is a good fit. We have to make sure that you're going to be successful at this. You know, and those, it's not going to change those. It's, if anything, it's going to just make them more eager to do this, right? It's almost like the way it's almost like those people that are so eager to do it. I feel like the psychology behind it is that it's too easy for them. And they're like, wait a minute, this can't be like, I have to think about this because it's too easy. Like there's no hurdle for them to overcome. They don't feel like, you know, they had to do anything to get into it or prove themselves in any way. So it's like, those are the people that you've got to push back on more and get them to, you know, follow through. And I think, you know, if you, instead of, you know, just saying, hey, watch these videos and then getting on the setter call and then saying, hey, did you watch these videos? And then like, no, you have to reschedule. I think your emphasis could be just on sending them more emails and just making it known, you know, just really big. Like if you do not watch these videos and you get on the call, we're not going to talk to you, or, you know, I mean, you can phrase it differently, but say like, it's very critical. Like we're not going to work with you. You're not going to be in this program if you don't watch these videos. I think doing that will pretty much eliminate that problem. I mean, and then if someone gets all those messages and then they get on the call and they don't watch the videos, I think you just let them go. You're just like, all right, you know, you're not a good fit for this program at all. And maybe if they beg and they're like, no, I promise I'll watch the videos. I'm going to go watch the videos right now. Now you've got someone that is going to be an easy close.
Yeah, it's just coming from an honest place of abundance and selectivity. And so just to kind of recap, even with the high quality guys, you think they should always go through the setter, not straight directly to the closer?
I would say that would be the case. I mean, I think that would make sense to me. I don't know. What do you think, Manny?
There's two reasons why you would think about the setter. One is because you want to make sure they show up. The other is like, it's a qualifying step and they feel like they're being qualified, so they're more likely to do the right thing.
Right.
So it's like, we're just vetting you if you are truly what you say you are. And when they listen to that, when they feel that, they're like, okay, these guys are serious, so I better show up serious too. Allows you to be more like, when everyone's going through that process, it creates a level of expectation in their mind that, okay, these guys really mean business. I'm not just joking. They're not joking around. So let me show up with my best.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you. Trying to think if there's anything else. That's kind of my main focus. So that's all that's on top of mind for me right now is just that the funnel. And so that's been our main trouble right now is just the quality of leads coming in, making sure the high quality. So
you're running paid ads to it?
Yeah, I mean, and then I've been recording we're gonna have maybe this is a small question before we move on to one of you other guys. Is right now I've been recording a lot of marriage organic content, and I've recorded like 16 videos. I'm gonna record a bunch more, and I'm pretty confident we want to set up a separate YouTube channel for it, but I'm not sure if we should post it on the main channel or a separate channel. I think I'm leaning heavily towards a second channel, and the main reason why is I don't want to like tarnish the traffic that I have from the main channel, even though it's not getting as many views as we'd like.
Man, at some point, like this is my take, and I think John is probably on different. John's not gonna agree, or you, both of you may not agree with it. But at some point, you're gonna have to choose the horse that you want to go to race with. You're gonna have to pick one of these as a different, because these are two different businesses, two different audiences, two different avatars. Even though you might think there is a path for them to ascend from one to other, it's just very different. So at some point, you get there is like at which point you're going to be like, okay, this is the horse we're going to bet our money on, and we're going to run with it.
Just to speak toward that, man, like I've been investing 90% of my week time towards just the one offer. We've bit the bullet, and we're like, all right, yeah, we need to invest all to this, like grow this to like 2-3 million a year, and then focus on other offers again. So we're definitely doing that. The only other time, the other 10% is just towards making one YouTube video on the main channel, because I don't want that to die off. And just like when we come back to it, I want it to like we've had consistently at least one post.
So you guys are going all in on the marriage thing then?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. We were getting some dopamine discipline cells from the YouTube channel organically. I just don't want that to completely die off. So like I'm feeding it a little bit once a week. That's all.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with that advice too. So
it was hard to do that because I was really, but
yeah. Yeah, no,
if there was like a simple escalation path, it made sense. But because they're such divergent audiences, it's just there is no escalation path there.
There's small overlap. Like a lot of divorces happen because of pornography use, and there are a lot of married men in the dopamine discipline program. But you're right, it's not as much as you would think.
And the level of awareness isn't there. It's true that a lot of marriages end because of pornography issues, but
guys,
they don't realize that's the problem, and trying to convince them that they have a problem they don't even know for a pain. It's like the doctor being like, all right, your foot hurts. Well, it's your spine actually that's pinching the nerve. It's like,
the pornography is a symptom of the deeper issues in the marriage for sure, or themselves as men.
But I think you should put it on a separate channel, even though that hurts. Yeah. Because everything that I know about the algorithm, it makes sense, because it's going to be a little bit slow growing to do that on the organic content on that channel. But I mean, I would even say like don't even create organic content, except that I know that you love to create organic content. So
Well, the idea. So let me tell you the idea behind organic content. We're going to post like if we get like a good testimonial, like we'll post a full interview with the guy there. And I so one of our competitors, he was doing 100K just organic alone off 10,000 subscribers.
That's good. Yeah.
I mean, so and he's at 30,000 now, 35. But I mean, it's just like honestly, I can bust out like 6 videos. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm just copying the course material videos. I'm just making it organic, and then every single week I'll have like a content idea that I want to teach the guys in the group. I just turn that content idea that I'm already going to teach the guys into the group into a video. So it's not too much extra work. There's a lot of overlap in what I'm doing. So
I think you'll see that channel grow pretty rapidly as opposed to your other channel, because it's so focused on a pain that is an immediate pain that guys are actively looking for answers for. So I think that you'll see good growth on that though. So
that's all for me.
Cool. All right, you want to go next, Manny? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah. So one of the things we're running our Evergreen webinar now. Sorry, there's some background noise there. Let me ask them to turn off the Yeah. I'm at my brother's place, and there's a lot of background noise here. Yeah. Evergreen webinar. We just turned it on this week, and I have to tweak a lot. We're breaking even on it. It was a good starting point, but
Oh, that's
of course,
good.
break even is
Yeah.
not the be all and all. Yeah. Well,
Chopping
yeah.
up there.
Break even it's choppy.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, choppy. Hang on. Let me see.
Seems to be okay now.
Manny, it seems to be fine. If you want to
Yeah, it seems to be going okay now. You're on mute, by the way. I don't know if you know.
Let's just keep going.
Okay.
So yeah, well, we're at break even with that. We're doing what, $300 a day right now, but I feel like what I need is to change the offer in terms of maybe the pricing positioning, because the current offer price positioning is it's not getting enough traction, in my opinion, because break even is not really what I want from this. What I have been thinking, or what I've been looking at lately, is like we need to fill up our focus blocks buckets, even if it's like lower profit margin, so that we can escalate people to Quantum Leap.
Oh, I see.
And that's where we make the real money, rather than try to make all of the money on focus blocks, because focus blocks is gonna get commoditized pretty quickly, or it already might be too. Like we have, yeah. So we're not gonna get profit margins on a product like that, but we should be able to, because it's gonna get commoditized. We're better off escalating people from that into the higher end program. But Quantum Leap is more like anywhere from 3K to 10K, depending on the timelines and the time. That's my thinking right now, because I want to improve our conversions on the webinar, and instead of getting $1,000 buyer, I'd much rather get 3 or 2 $500 buyers, or because we have an escalation path for them to go to Quantum Leap. Maybe that means we reduce the time frame. Instead of offering an annual, I offer a 6-month package for $500 instead of an annual for 1,000, and see what happens there as a pricing mechanism, pricing test to see what sticks.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, well, I mean, there's two ways to go with it, right? The one way is, like you're saying, is get more people. Well, it depends on if it is a price sensitivity issue. I think that's the first thing you need to understand and find out, because if you go the route, what you're saying basically, if you reduce the price, can you get more people in, which then you'll make more money on the back end. So you'll actually be I mean, maybe you would still be break even, but you'd have a higher quantity. Let's say that you're still break even, you have a higher quantity, so you'd have more leads for the Quantum Leap program. So that only holds true if the issue that is lowering your conversion rate is price sensitivity. I mean, to some degree, obviously, if you lower the price, you'll get more conversions, but it might not be a linear relation. So if you drop the price in half, will you get twice as many people? Maybe not. If you don't get twice as many people, then this will fall apart, because then you'll start losing money on every day. The other direction you might go is increasing the price. So instead of doing $1,000 for a focus block, charge $2,000, because maybe the people that are converting, they're not price sensitive. I mean, some obviously would be, but if you double the price, then if you get, if it only hurts your conversions by 25%, or then you're going to pull ahead and be profitable there. So I don't know. I feel like you probably should test both of those. Maybe go with your gut on on the lower price first, but don't force it. If you do the lower price and then you don't see double the conversions or more, then try going the higher price route and see what happens, because we don't know if it's a price sensitivity issue right now, because changing the price might not alter
commoditization. There's a commoditization that I really feel that's happening in this already, and that's why I feel like if it's commoditization, I might as well just capture market for the sake of capturing market, so that we can have the higher price product that makes us money, not the front end product that makes us money. Because but it's testing. Like I wouldn't know the answer, but is it better if I have a $2,000 customer compared to $500 or $500 customers who we can escalate into Quantum Leap and convert one of them, or out of 10 maybe convert 2 of them into Quantum Leap members, right? That's where the distinction will, we don't know. Like there's a lot of testing to be done to find all of these answers right now.
Yeah.
One thing, I mean, many.
But one thing I know is I will have to
hear about, like, the price sensitivity could be just one factor. But as a piece of homework, have you gone through Alex Hormozi's acquisition.com videos course? It's pretty good.
Not videos. I've gone through the book.
He has videos on his website for free too, that kind of go more into depth with like action items. And we were going to apply that to the marriage mastery program after we fix this funnel and or improve the funnel. And I'd run through it, man. Just there's like really valuable information there, just to like, and one of the things Alex says, the first thing Alex says is on pricing is like, you should be actually the most expensive one in the market. And he gives a very logical reason why that is. I forgot the exact quote he uses, but I agree with John. Maybe increasing the price is actually a better idea. And increasing the value of the product.
That's
value
good.
of the product, you know?
Yeah,
that's what we've been doing. I think the test is so incomplete right now because it's only like a week of data, and a week of data is nothing in the webinar world because there's so many lags and so many like show up times and all of those things. Like there's so much data points. Like I don't know for good is it's break even, the bad is it's break even. So
yeah. The other thing about this too is, does it make sense? What about selling Quantum Leap on the front end, if that's the thing that you ultimately want to sell?
It's not the thing that I ultimately want to sell. It's like the thing that
makes
has
the money.
that makes good money because it is a higher ticket program. Focus Blocks just ends up being like a good filter and gets highly qualified leads for Quantum Leap.
But if you just directly, just from a...
Because these people, they have gotten results from...
I was going to say, if you just advertise Quantum Leap, would you be able to sell it directly? Does buying Focus Blocks actually really...
I don't know.
That's the other question.
I don't know that part because I haven't run ads to that funnel, but I have it almost ready to run ads to it. So there's a part of me that was like, okay, let me just go and run ads to that funnel too. But I know like I have to pick one like funnel to master and not try to do both of them at the same time. But yeah, it is tempting to me to go just run ads to Quantum Leap and like run a couple of $1,000 worth of, or probably like at least $3,000 worth of ads, to be honest, because typically you want to run at least as much as one product or one sale to see what you're getting out of it. So I could run ads to it in the next 7 days and see what comes out of it. It's just like diluting my focus from like getting one thing to work to now trying to get 2 different things to work.
I mean,
So
the argument for doing it though would be doing this
to pick the
temporarily.
winning horse.
Exactly, that would be the argument. Yep.
Yeah, because I've got data on this, like as incomplete as it is, at least it's some data, and now I'm going to Quantum Leap to get another week's worth of data just to see where we stand in terms of closing sales when we spend the same amount of money.
Yeah, because it'd be like an A/B test, basically. Right.
So the interesting thing about the pricing with Quantum Leap, we've already seen that.
Right.
Because when I was selling Quantum Leap for like $300 a month, we got shit customers, and they were just not high quality customers who were serious about getting results. And now that Quantum Leap sells for much higher, like $1,000 a month plus, we get higher quality, way better customers who are serious about getting results, who are excited, who show up, who already like, who tell me this is great, this is awesome in week one. Like they haven't even started getting results, and they're already like, this is amazing. I'm so excited about this, right? So that part, like Quantum Leap, definitely, like pricing makes a huge difference. Like price positioning, like making them pay more gets them so serious and so invested, and that itself automatically starts to create results for them.
Right. Yeah.
It's like the price is the benefit. The high price is the benefit they're getting, literally. Right?
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh man, I'm making you pay more. It's like, yeah, you should congratulate yourself because you'll force yourself to get better results because of me making you pay more.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, man,
that's good insight to lean into that, man.
Yeah, but the funny thing is with Quantum Leap, we're able to do that pretty effectively. With Focus Blocks, it's hard to do as effectively in terms of pricing. For some reason, Quantum Leap is easier in terms of increasing price so far. Focus Blocks hasn't been that easy to increase price so far. So that's the game. But yeah, maybe I should run ads.
I mean, then you can find out the answer quicker of which one to go with.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Probably a couple of weeks of data would give me some good insights as to what Quantum Leap is trending towards.
But if I did that, I mean, I would definitely run the numbers of what constitutes statistical significance with like at least a 90-degree certainty, right? Just so you have the math backing you up, because there can be wide variance. And so if you pick something that is like phenomenally better, then obviously you need less data points. But
And at Agora, Michael Masterson used to, not Agora Boardroom, Agora, one of those. He used to have this thing where he's like, if a campaign is an average campaign, we kill it right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we're only looking for like hitting out of the ballpark or nothing. So we're constantly like killing 90% of our campaigns because they're just average.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, if we can get something that's hitting out of the ballpark, we go heavy on it. Otherwise, we're just like pruning. And this is where like two sides of the business come in. One is like, what is it that you want to make work? And one is, what is the data or what's the market telling you that you want to, which all three of us are struggling with in some way, shape, or form, right?
Right.
What the market is telling us versus what we want to make work, like make it successful.
Yeah. I mean, and there's, and you can also, to add another level of complexities, you can also shape and change the thing, the offer, pivot within it can make it better or worse too. So, but yeah, that is the struggle.
Yeah. So I have to go and see if maybe I'll run a campaign, Quantum Leap campaign.
Yeah.
Facebook ads, turn on some ads and see what happens. Same audience.
Yeah.
Just different ads running to that lead, running to that funnel and see what comes out on that end of the funnel. Yeah. Maybe that is the answer. But then where does this leave focus blocks? What do we do with focus blocks? How do we even grow focus blocks? It becomes almost like focus blocks stays like like a like it wouldn't become a mass market product at any given time. It would just be a niche product for a very niche set of quantum leap users.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that could be the way it works. Or, I mean, if this is really, really successful, maybe you just shut down focus blocks. I mean, there's as much as that seems.
No, no,
Hey,
hell
you're
no.
the one you were
Focus
the one
blocks
that
are
was telling
still.
us to focus on one thing, Manny, and then like how we should kill off things that don't work. So I mean, we're kind of just reflecting back what you're saying.
I agree, but the thing is, this is like focus blocks and quantum leap are like just same products on different time horizons. If you think about it, one is
Yeah,
hourly and one
yeah,
is daily, and it's the same product. And I love focus blocks more than quantum leap personally. Like I
yeah,
want focus blocks for myself, even if I don't care if anyone else has it. I need
yeah,
it for myself, for my own sanity, for my own work. So I wouldn't kill it just because I want
yeah, yeah.
it.
No, I mean,
And it is like I see what you're saying, Josh, but it basically in this case it is the same customer, same product line, just an expanded like a higher end version of or a different timeline version of the same product if you think about it. So, but I do have to pick one horse that I go after, and the second one just becomes the easier ascension or descension part, brother or
yeah,
sister of it. Because anyone who signs up for one, they are automatically quite applicable to they will get even better results when they use the other.
yeah,
Whichever way we do it, whether we give them second first, and then first, it still works the same way. Like they still need both to get massive results.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much time we have. There's so many questions I have, but about I know John has to go, but I mean, most business models that are in the, service space do that lower end to higher end offer, back end offer. So it's like maybe there's just other variables that you're just not focusing on that if you did that, it would have a better like upsell toward.
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, there's a lot of other like Sam Ovens and all these other, like Alex Becker when he had his courses, like, yeah, go to iron, then Kairos is
Yeah.
an obvious upsell for, and so when it comes to focus block and quantum leap, like you're trying to do focus blocks and then upselling to quantum leap, right? That's been the main way you've been trying to do this so far. Oh, Manny,
I hear you.
I asked a question. You've been trying to sell focus blocks and upselling quantum leap. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So and it hasn't been working as much as you want. So maybe there's some other reasons why. Maybe it's like a lack of education. Maybe, I mean, it's the hardest pill to swallow for a lot of us. Maybe the product isn't as good as we can make it. Like maybe you can get better results. And for like that's hard. It's hard to pill to swallow for a lot of guys, and for myself, it was for us too. Like we need to improve our product. Um, but yeah, maybe there's other things that you can focus on to make that upsell really just super obvious for them.
Yeah. I mean, I would have like over the 6 or 7 years that I've created products, of all the products I've created, I believe Focus Blocks is the best product I've created because of the results and the testimonials we've had from the customers. So that is the one part I know for a fact. Yeah, the marketing of it has still could be better, and it's something that I've constantly been working on to improve and improve and improve and improve. And I feel like there's still some potential for it to get better in terms of the angling and the positioning to get better sales out of it. So that part has, probably something more left in the tank to figure out. But the product, man, like I haven't gotten as many testimonials or as many results from people as Focusbox has gotten for people. Like it's the biggest result creator for people so far of all of the products I've ever created in my life.
Yeah.
So that part, product, I don't know. Like I do believe in the product. It's like the best product on productivity.
Good.
When it comes to marketing, yeah, I I think there's still room for improvement because it's hard for people to accept, or it's hard for people to believe that it can get such good results. It's almost like what was that marketing book? I don't remember the copywriting book. It's like when the product sounds too good to be true, then your marketing is going to be really hard. That's my problem right now. It really is that good to be true. Like people don't believe it. People don't believe that they can get such good results from it until they get in it and they're like, oh my God, what the fuck? So my problem is like, I can't do good marketing for it as good as I want to because the product is so like, it's too simple and too easy for them to get such good results. That's the problem. And they don't comprehend, or it's hard for me to show, even with all the testimonials I have, that they themselves can also be one of those testimonials.
Maybe the answer to that is to do more of a challenge model. You kind of talked about it before, but where they don't realize they're using it. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of pitching it, because they may be resistant to the idea, they maybe say, this isn't going to work. This doesn't make sense. This isn't going to be the results. I don't believe this. But if you have a 30-day, productivity challenge or
It's a
some
blind
sort.
challenge.
Yeah. And then basically when they get into the challenge, they don't know they're getting onto focus blocks, but you say, okay, well, what you're going to do is you're going to log on to this site and you're going to join this session that we call focus blocks. Everyone in the challenge will be in here. And then, and you structure it that way. Then they're actually using it. They don't realize they're using it. And then you're like, oh, you know what, that thing that you love, that you're like your favorite part of the challenge, you can actually buy that and you can use that all the time if you want, right? That might be a way to do it if that's the problem, right? Because if you can just get them to use it, and the challenge is a good reason, because they're committing to something, then they sell themselves on it, and then they don't have to. You don't have that problem of the results being too good to be true and them not believing it.
Yeah, that's interesting. So it's like a blind challenge that almost does not even there's no reference to focus blocks inside of that marketing piece. It's only when they show up for the challenges they're being asked to do it. I don't even need 30 days for that. We literally need 1 or 2 focus blocks to show them the results. And after that, it's game on.
Yeah.
It's just like now we're starting another new marketing vehicle, a machine, right?
But the
for
thing,
a long time
yeah.
it was sales page, then trials, then memberships, and now it's like webinar, and then it's automated webinar, and now it's like a challenge. Like it's like yo.
Yeah, but you got to find the thing that is the outlier that what I mean, that you can really then refine and double down on. And it seems like you haven't found that, because you've got a really good product, you've got really good testimonials. So what is the problem, right? It has to be the marketing message, right?
Yeah, it is the marketing message. I 100% believe that.
Yes.
It is the marketing message that's causing it to not go as fast as it should.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. We got 500 customers, but it's not good enough for me to scale it to the next level that I think we should be able to get it to.
Yeah, I think it might be worth testing the challenge next then, because you've talked about it a few times, and because you're still in this. There's this. I mean, I read this book about is this computer science book about like computer science in the world, like applying computer science principles, and one thing that stuck out was they were talking about how you should like I forgot exactly what the terminology was. I'll have to look it up, but it was basically like initially you have a lot of things that you do and then anneal later, right? So you're like, in the initial phases, you're doing a lot of stuff very unfocused, right? But then you focus down and then get really, really focused. And that's the
Find
better
the winner.
strategy. Yeah.
You're looking for the winner, then you go whole hog on it.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I don't want to keep taking up more time, but that's good. Well, hand it over to you here.
Let me see. So where am I at? Okay. Trying to think the things that are going on. So this sales are going good. We're seeing continue to see good sales. I think revenue will be over 100K this month. So
Awesome.
I think that the total sales that I've seen from the sales team, I think they've closed over 200,000 in actual sales and collected, I believe it's around 130, 140. So yeah, so that's good. And we're seeing higher price sales. Now they've bumped the prices up. We're seeing consistently 4K sales prices, no refunds at all. So so I think that problem is all. Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting better customers because of that, because of high price.
Yeah. And we're seeing more of the customers coming from indirect or from direct outreach, where we're directly outreaching to them through Instagram DMs, which is scalable. We're moving it over to LinkedIn now. I need to start creating some content on LinkedIn because that's going to be a really good place to get some customers from. But
John, do you know the revenue breakdown as far as percentage from the outbound strategy?
No, I need to delve into the numbers or have them, have the sales team kind of look into that and see what it is. But yeah, that's gonna be interesting to find out. Trying to think what else was going on with some of that stuff. I've been trying to get I had to do the I have the book launch for this book, this Battle Hardened Developer. Finally, for Simple Programmer, it's being launched. I've got my guy now I hired the editorial team, and I've got one guy working on SEO for that. We're talking about that strategy, to grow that. And then I hired a community manager for Bulldog Mindset who's just doing awesome. Uzair. So he's just like kicking ass, like I knew he would. So just taking initiative on everything, answering YouTube comments, getting, basically he's in charge of the entire community. He's
oh really?
Yeah. So real happy with
Which
that.
Which explains the lower refund.
He's a good guy. He works for.
Yeah, he's the focus guide too, right? So.
Yeah, so that explains the lower refund rate, John. It's him, probably.
Yeah, well, he just started, but it's I think it will help as well, just in the Bulldog Mindset membership. So
he's doing both.
Yeah, he's doing all of Bulldog Mindset community, right? So Facebook
so Well
groups.
Is also under Bulldog Mindset community.
It's a different community on a different software, but he's going to be handling those ones too.
Where are you guys doing Circle for
that? We're using Mighty Networks for that. Yeah, I may shift it eventually. I'm not super impressed with Mighty Networks, yeah, but I'll have to see. It's not super high priority right now. But I'm trying to think what else there was that was major. Oh, I did an experiment with the YouTube video of a long video, like hour-long video. It went well. It was a top performing video. So I'm going to do more hour-long videos on YouTube. And it was really just a rant about, I just kept on talking for just about an hour. So it just kept on, going. And that I was surprised because I was like, this stream of consciousness kind of talk is not gonna do well. But it's doing really well.
Topic on?
It was I called it the Complete Guide to Success with Women mini course, and I just started talking about the topic, and then yeah, what else are we going? I'm trying to remember what else is going on. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it with me.
Are you going?
Go ahead, Manny.
Are you guys going back to running paid media soon?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing that's going on right now is that the paid. I've got. I did the new VSL. I've got some new ads. In fact, we should be running the ads pretty soon here. They might actually be.
VSL coming from your paid media guy?
Say that one more time.
Is the new VSL coming from your paid media guy?
Yeah, he's the one who had the VSL script that I followed. So
I'm
Right.
curious to know how the follow-up on the thumbnail split testing has been going.
Oh, it's pretty slow going there. We have a few winners there. I'm not seeing huge results. It's going to take some time to get these tests going. I told the thumbnail guy I need to reinforce it with him is like, if you don't have ones that are going to be a clear winner, just kill them, right? Because we don't want to wait months for like a 10% improvement in the click-through rate on one thumbnail, right? We need to get better. So I need to come up with some parameters to say, if it's not higher than this amount after this amount of time, just kill it, and then start over and then try again.
Not after this amount of time, but after this amount of clicks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess it'd be after. I mean, some of them aren't getting as many clicks because it will take forever to get the clicks. So we need drastic, improvements in order for it to be worth it.
But clicks is a statistically significant number, not time.
Yeah, but the reason why the time factor is in there is just because I don't want to if it's getting so little clicks that
then you shouldn't be testing it.
Months. Yeah, that's true. I mean, but we eventually we're going to run out of ones that are getting a lot of impressions, right? Because I have it prioritized by impressions. That's how I decide which videos to test. Is I figured impressions is the smartest thing to do because that's going to give you the fastest results, right? So.
Yeah,
but
number of impressions could be another factor.
Yeah.
Time is just like, time doesn't mean anything for YouTube. Something could get 10 impressions, something could get 1 million impressions in a day, right?
Yeah. I think what else was going on there, but yeah, reels
Paid
are
media.
going good. We're growing. Oh yeah, the paid media. It looks like I'm looking at the ad now that's run. It's right now there's 2 conversions on the ad. I think he started running it 2 days ago, or yesterday actually. It was a full day. So 2 conversions cost per conversion is $140 right now. So that's
conversion as in book calls.
Book call. Yeah. So
okay.
I also changed the deal with him so that I'm not paying per lead anymore. I'm paying off of a percentage
of conversion.
Okay.
Of
Percent of the final revenue.
Yeah.
Are you paying him anything upfront?
No.
Do you mind me asking what the percentage is?
Let me see what we had worked out here. Because we had it so initially, and then we're going to change it later. But let me see what the actual amount. Okay. Okay. So 10% sales commission,
Mm-hmm.
then 20% of the net after we pass 50K per month net revenue.
Okay.
So right now,
So still he gets 10% plus 20% then?
Right now he just gets 10% off the top
line.
So without paying the other, the closers, right? After we hit 50K per month in net revenue, then he'll get 20% of the net. So after the closers. So
but he doesn't get anything on the top line at that point.
No. Yeah. So I think that's a pretty fair arrangement where we can, where it's not going to cost me too much to get this running. The way we were doing it before, where I was having to pay for each call $50, that was just not good for testing. It was going to make the testing be way, way too expensive. And he's not really incentivized to, like you're saying, Manny, all he's doing is just, if he just books calls and they're crappy calls, he gets paid. So.
Yeah. Well, then you would fire him, but yeah, still.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I think the most promising thing is the direct outreach, the outbound through DMing people. I think that's the most promising thing because that's like, it's a paid acquisition channel in the sense that we're paying someone to do the work, but it's like it's a way to undercut the advertising prices if you think about it, right? Because we're, instead of making an ad and paying Facebook to expose it to people and then have them click it, we are going directly out and reaching out to them and you know, in contacting them directly. So if we can really get that working, that could be the main acquisition channel, because it's almost infinitely scalable. And you know, the cost on that, what I really need to find out from the sales team is what is the cost per conversion with that method, right? Because and really the cost per conversion is really just how much are we paying the guy versus, you know, how many leads can he, you know, get that convert in a week, let's say.
Cool.
Yeah.
You got, is it okay about 5 minutes early? I got to set up for this onboarding call, guys.
Oh yeah.
All right, see you guys. Have a good week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take care.
Yeah, that's good, man. I mean, that'll always be more profitable than running paid media. But scalability is the only question there. But hey, who cares about scalability if you can keep making money?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. That's the thing, is I'm trying to figure out what the scalability is on it. And I think it's pretty much infinitely scalable, right? I mean, because right now what they're doing is they're going after people who have liked my content, right? Which is a lot, because if you think about it, or I mean, you know, I put out a video, right, a reel on Instagram, and I'll get 40,000 views on that video, right? So like, or I'll get like 2,000.
Does it really matter if someone has liked your content, or if someone's even liked Robert Kiyosaki's content? You can talk to them too, right?
That's what I was going to say, is that like the next level, if we ran out of people, which we haven't run out of people, is we could then start going after other influencers where, like, you know, we could target them. But so that's why I think it's infinitely scalable, right? You can just hire more people to do more DMing.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, and then if you tighten up the process, get it down better, right? You know, then that, I think it just gets better and better. So
yeah, it's good.
But especially if we can expand it to LinkedIn, right? I mean,
well, you wouldn't even need that much, like, and LinkedIn is a different kind of beast.
Yeah, but it's better quality leads, right? Because LinkedIn is a professional network. People are expecting, you know, they're looking for this kind of thing, right? It's not, you know, a lot of the problem with Instagram is it's, you know, a lot of guys that are just not qualified, not good leads at all. So
very true. Yeah, it's true. If you can crack LinkedIn, yeah. I mean, I don't know how much. Yeah, people do check their messages on LinkedIn just as much as they check their Instagram DMs and stuff like that.
yeah. So so it's just a matter of coming up with you know, getting that strategy in place. And I also set up like an affiliate program with the guys that are doing my sales team now, so that I have another revenue source of, and also it's also helpful for my coaching, is I can send my coaching clients to a team that can do their high ticket program. And so now, because that's really what I've been wanting to do anyway, is get some of the coaching clients on high ticket, as opposed to doing the slow grind of building the low ticket product that, you know, so.
Oh yeah. That's the future of most creators now, if they want to make real money. Go high ticket.
Yeah, but yeah, I think
you're an affiliate for your sales team.
Yeah.
What's the structure of something like that?
We've got kind of a sliding scale structure based on what the deal they cut with them is on the percentages, which is going to be kind of based on how much work they need to do, if they need to create a whole new product, or if the person has a product and they just need the sales.
So is it going to be recurring, or is it like one-time payout for you?
Recurring. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. It's good. Yeah. The same guy who is talking to you for that stuff, he approached me, and I had the call with him. Only at the end, I was like, Did you talk to John? Because whatever you're telling me is the kind of stuff John was telling me about. He's like, oh yeah, I'm working with John. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, cool. So we don't have to disclose the names, but
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like, I mean, he seems like he's good. He seems smart, you know. But the question is, can he get the results? That's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he apparently has some way to find people like us and get to us.
Oh, check this
Um,
out too. I got a copywriter that had emailed me. He had a really good offer of like, basically I'll do your sales page, redo your sales page and launch your product. And, if you don't like it, or I forget exactly what the offer, but he's like, I'll give you $1,000, right? If it's not better, if it doesn't make you at
wow.
least $10. So I was like, damn, that's a great offer. I was like, okay. I was like, I just hired him because I was like, I'll get on a call with you because you know how to put together an offer, right? It's like all these other people saying, let me send you 3 free emails. It's, so I talked to him about the self-confidence course, right? Because that thing is just, I had one copywriter. I wrote emails first and wrote my own sales page. And I had a copywriter do it, and it's just not converting, right? So I was like, all right, if this guy's going to do this for free, right? So check this out. The plan with this thing is to use this really as a lead generation source for the high ticket. So what we're going to do is, because I have the
What
book
high ticket?
for the Well program.
How is that related?
Well, because what it's going to, well, I mean, the Well basically can almost be, every single person needs to worry about, their financial future in retirement. But basically we're changing a little bit of the offer structure of the confidence to say that, to be more results oriented around getting, attracting women, making more money because of confidence, right? And in your job and all these things. So we're moving it more around those results. And so the idea will be, when they buy this program, the upsell for the program will actually be a 15-minute call. It'll be like a bonus that they get to add on, as like, you get a 15-minute call that's going to be an evaluation of your financial, future, essentially that thing, which will be the setter call. And so we'll be able to run these people in through that funnel. And then if that works out and I can get this converting, then I can spend ad money on selling the self-confidence book, right? Which will be a huge, then I can turn on that faucet, and it's a profitable offer from the front end, because the confidence course is $500, right? And the book, you make money when you sell the book. So it's it could be a little good funnel and way to utilize that.
Here's the thing, it's a good funnel. I mean, it is a funnel, like it's a designed funnel if you think about it, and it has some pieces that like work together here. But more and more, I feel like with the way you're going with your business, like you're getting closer to the money. So why go farther away from money? It doesn't really help as much as when you're staying close to money. What I mean by that is, if you can generate sales calls and get them to convert, that's closest to money. This is like way too long of a funnel to get someone there, especially because they're coming from such a tangential topic compared to someone coming from like financial independence 101, and then 102 and 103 and 104 or 504, something like that, right? Because you're coming tangentially, yeah, you're going to get a broad appeal, but you're farther away from money. But if you're just going directly to the call, or trying like Facebook ads to the call to your Well, then it's very close to money. Or even if there was a program that's related to Well, because then it makes more sense, because this is like, yeah, it's broad, but it's going way too broad and way too far away from money.
Yeah, well, there's a couple things with this. One is that the book is already out there, the funnel already exists. So if I can get a copywriter to just do this for essentially free, I'm just paying a percentage of the sales, then it makes sense. Might as well, do that, utilize that that resource. And then the second thing about it is it's sort of a transition, because when I've been experimenting with the direction of content on Bulldog Mindset, and and what should I put out both on YouTube and Instagram. And I was kind of going down that path of saying, well, let's just make it focus on financial stuff. And when I started going down that path, it didn't click with people very well. The videos didn't do well, reels didn't do well. And it was not like, people weren't psyched about it. But then when I moved back into the zone of making the videos that I want to make, that I feel are valuable to men, people are clicking again. On Instagram, they're clicking. On YouTube, they're clicking. And I get these guys that come in that are like, because you're a bulldog, and because you've helped me with my mental game and with my dating and everything, I trust you on I want to have the same bulldog results for my finances, right? So that's kind of the thing, is like, this is almost like a bridge to say, okay, guys are coming into the confidence program. Why? Because they want to get laid. They want women, right? But then in the confidence program, we're helping them. We're thinking about money, how to make money, how this is like putting your whole life together. They're kind of it's kind of a way into the indoctrination to the Bulldog Mindset. So even if they don't buy now they're coming into this, and then eventually they keep on hearing the message, because the message is mixed now. So it's like, guys are here, they're listening to dating stuff, they're listening to confidence stuff, they're listening to all this mindset stuff, and then I'm interjecting the financial side of things into there, and then those guys are getting interested in that. And so it's weird, because it's different than what I had thought would work, but I feel like this is working now. And so that's what, because and the thing was, like, we kept on getting on the sales calls, or the guys would get on calls with me after sales calls, and they'd be talking about all this other stuff about Bulldog Mindset. And I realized it's like, that's what's selling them. It's not, it'd be different if I was just purely positioned myself as a financial guru and just talked about credit cards and talked about all this stuff. I think then they'd have a different impression. But most of the guys that are coming to me are like, are coming with the idea of like, I want to be a badass in life.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. I think what you're saying, you're trying to marry your cold with your warm, but they're two separate beasts, and you got to treat them as such, right? Because I was thinking what you're saying makes total sense, but there's something that's not making sense, in the sense of, as a marketer, there's something that's not completely gelling. And it's that, like, yes, with your warm, what you're saying is actually true.
Right.
And you should keep, like, if that's working for you, because that's the lineage they're coming from, because that's the thought process they are being indoctrinated, like, that's where they're coming from. That's where you're continuing to get that warm flow. And it's because of your content is aligned with that. But if you're going to run cold, that is not the same audience. It's a different set of people. It's a different set of indoctrination sequences and events and circumstances. And that's where this kind of funnel is going to have a hard time.
Right.
Because we almost, as marketers, we have to realize that a warm is never going to be the same as cold. It has different sets of rules it plays by.
And that's why everything is warm right now, right? Basically. I mean, even the direct outreach is warm, right? So when we're running the Facebook ads, it's not going to have any of this component of it. It doesn't even make any sense. There's no point in clouding the waters here, right? Muddying the waters. But for the organic stuff, this is, the kind of plan, but I'm not
this organic funnel, possibly, like what you're saying with all these different steps will come together. But with paid, it's just too much of a hassle to put through people, and you're going to lose so much money in the process. It's not worth it to go through that so many hurdles to get to them to that level of, like, if you think of any book funnel or any like marketing funnel that, typical Russell Brunson style stuff, it's like one book that's related to the topic, taking them to the next step that's related to the topic, taking them to the $10,000 program that's related to the topic. Nothing else happens. But if it's a warm, then the rules go away. It's almost like warm doesn't even have rules to play by. You just create your own rules. But cold, there's really more like science and numbers and data, and that really, like, it plays by a different set of rules, or it plays by more precise rules.
Warm traffic is 100% about trust. building, because
Exactly.
if someone trusts you, if they like you, they're going to buy from you whatever it is you're selling. It doesn't even matter what you're selling. And this is one of the things I go with all my coaching clients, because they're like, well, why would someone buy a $300 course from me when they can buy a $20 course of the same thing on Udemy? I'm like, because they will buy anything from you once they trust you and like you, and they want it from you, and it doesn't matter what the price is. So, but yeah, that it is a totally different rule set.
Yeah. So you're seeing the warm traffic effect, and it's going to continue to be that way for your warm traffic. But don't play by the same rules on cold traffic, because cold traffic will play by different rules.
Yeah.
And if we try to fit our warm funnels into cold funnels, it usually breaks everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And then we're like, shit doesn't work, but it's because we never designed it for cold traffic.
Yeah. Yeah. None of the cold traffic funnels are going through the confidence or any of that. This is only warm. I mean, when you even like the Amazon ads on the book, it's a little bit different in that case, because the book, they're already being indoctrinated. They're already at that point, they're warm traffic by the time they've gotten the offer at that, that jump. But even if they don't take the offer, we're still getting, we're still getting them into the audience at this point. We're preparing them to be warm traffic or good customers later. So
yeah, it's good, man. Cool.
Yeah.
We do our thoughts.
Yeah. See, I had a good one. I'm trying to think what it was.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
What's been my revelation of the week?
I'll get mine. Has been, well, it's a little tangentially related, but when I came back from my trip from Hawaii, ironically, sitting on the plane messed up my knee, or like below my knee cap, and I couldn't. Yeah, I know, it's so stupid. I was running all these trails and then sitting on the plane, because it was just a position of my leg, and then being still for so long without moving it, it caused called bursitis, the sac that you have below your kneecap, that you have various ones, to swell up and then cause pain.
My God.
And so I came back and I couldn't run. I mean, I did one run and then I could hardly walk, right? And so I was like, damn. I was like, I've been working on building up this endurance, on training so hard. I couldn't run some runs in Hawaii. I did some runs, and then I'm like, shit, now I'm gonna be out and I just want to run, and now this throws off everything for me. And then I realized that this is an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity. Like everything is an opportunity, right? Essentially, it's not just good enough to accept a situation. You have to love the situation. You have to want things to be no different than they are, and find the good in it. Like, why is this good, right? And so I think that's a powerful principle. So I started looking at this from the perspective of, okay, well, hey, now I get to to develop a different type of endurance, right? Of mental endurance, of enduring this and knowing that I'm going to have to lose some progress, and then I'll get back on it. Now, fortunately, I ended up icing it and taking some anti-inflammatories, and within 2 days, I went from not being able to walk hardly to good. And then I went and did my run, and I ran the fastest time that I had run around Lake Miramar, basically sub 8-minute miles for the whole thing. And then I did my run up in the trails today, and I'm back and better than ever, right? And so yeah, so it's it's that old parable of is this good or not? You don't know, don't judge things, just assume that everything is good. You have to find the good in it, make the good in it, right? Whatever is going, the catch-all for anything is always to say that why is this thing good? Well, because it's making me tougher. That's always the answer. Like that one you can always use. And I think having that perspective makes it not only easier to endure life, but you're much more likely to succeed, because then you see everything as an opportunity instead of obstacles. So
yeah, that's good. Well, mine is kind of, it's true, like what you're saying, in every step of the way, like every step of the way, we can treat every situation as a pain or an opportunity to get better. And it's not always obvious. One of the challenges I have right now is because I'm traveling and I'm with family, I'm surrounded by people all the time, is like I'm not really getting much time to do any real work because there's limited space, physical space, really, in terms of like there's people, right? So there's a part of me that's like, okay, I just want to be able to sit and work. But one of the things I realized over the last few days is like I actually sitting in front of a computer is not the only kind of work I need to do most of the times. Like
right.
actually I can do a lot of work if I'm just out and about, like even if I'm on a walk and I'm walking for 2 hours or 3 hours, or even if I'm sitting around doing nothing, I as long as I have a clear thing in my head that I'm trying to resolve, I'm still working. So
Right.
computer work is just one part of work. But there's a lot of work that gets done when I'm thinking about shit that sometimes it's hard to like it's almost like we equate time in front of computer as work and time outside of computer as not work. But it's not the case. Like for as long as you have a clear intention for what you're trying to solve and your mind is set on it, you keep finding answers and you keep working towards it. And you should, like, no matter what physically you are doing, whether you're in front of a computer or not, you can still be working.
Right. Yeah.
And you can use that in whatever way you want in life. Like when you are in situations where you're quote unquote not able to work, that's actually not true. You are able to use your mind and find solutions. You should just allow yourself to do that rather than get frustrated with a situation when you don't have that opportunity to get in front of your computer. So there's always a way to use that time to find a better answer, or just let your mind go and find its own answers.
And sometimes it's the best work that you can do. It's almost like the measure twice and cut once. It's like we don't want to like spend so much time thinking because we're like, we need to actually do action. But sometimes if you spend the extra hour or 2 hours thinking before you tackle the problem, you save yourself from doing the wrong thing or going about it the wrong way, and you come up with a more optimal solution that time is well invested well. So
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Good stuff. All right. Talk later.